Hello, I'm Major Sean Newman, Chief Instructor of the Infantry School in Gagetown, New Brunswick. This video will inform small arms instructors of the improved handling drills introduced in the new C7 and C8 PAM launched in May 2018 that is effective immediately. These changes do not mean the old method of doing drills was flawed or unsafe, but testing has found that the newer methods of handling the C7 and the C8 are even better, they offer more control, and they remedy more stoppages in less time. The previous PAM was based on drills from previous small arms from generations of rifles very different than today's small arms. For example, a right-handed shooter had to take their strong hand off the control grip in order to cock the weapon or remedy other stoppages. This is no longer required with an ambidextrous cocking handle. This video will show you the new drills. As small arms instructors, you must help inform every soldier in the CAF that there is a better and safer way to handle this rifle or carbine. You will use this information to train the trainers to ensure the proper handling of these weapons in the future.
These videos show the C7's weapon carriage positions, load, ready, unload, firing drills, stoppage drills, and the marksmanship principles. When operating the C7, the soldier must be aware of the barrel and where it is pointed. Muzzle awareness will be adhered to at all times. The rifle drills can be done in any firing position used for the past couple of decades. Pay attention to any terms that you have not heard or have not used in previous training. There are different weapon carriages that may be used depending upon the tactical situation. The most important aspect to remember when conducting any weapon drills, including carriage, is controlling the direction of the weapon's muzzle. The standard carry is used when no immediate threat is present. Depending upon the readiness condition of the weapon, if it is loaded and readied or just loaded, it may be slung, safety engaged or not, finger off the trigger, and the soldier has control of the weapon. Control is maintained by keeping his strong hand on the pistol grip as a minimum. The soldier stays relaxed until a threat becomes imminent. This is a position where the weapon is on safe and the soldier's hands are not on the weapon. Soldiers may use the hand carry when they need their hands for other tasks and no threat is present or likely. The weapon is slung and the safety is engaged. To adopt this position, a soldier may be told to put it on safe and let it hang. The one-handed carry position is used when the tactical situation does not require firing and one hand is required to search personnel or conduct other tasks. The weapon is held by the pistol grip with the index finger outside the trigger guard and pointed in a safe direction. The muzzle may be up or down. No firing position allows the soldier to remain in the aim for an extended period of time. The low-ready and threat-ready positions permit the soldier to be comfortable while holding the weapon, yet allow him to present the weapon quickly. The low-ready position provides a high level of readiness with the maximum amount of observation area for target acquisition purposes. It is used when the threat is not imminent, but firing the weapon may be required. The rifle must be on safe until it is time to fire. In the low-ready position, the rifle is held so that the muzzle is pointed no higher than 45 degrees above the ground. The index finger is off the trigger and outside the trigger guard. The soldier is scanning for threats or potential threat areas. Pay attention to what happens on the word of command, adopt the low-ready position. The threat ready is the position the soldier adopts in situations where there is a higher threat and contact is anticipated. The weapon is brought up directly beneath the soldier's line of sight. The butt of the weapon is pulled into the shoulder firmly with both the support and strong hands. Pay attention to what happens on the word of command, adopt the threat ready position. The action of moving from the low-ready or the threat-ready to acquire the threat is known as the present. While presenting the weapon, the soldier is acquiring the sight picture. The soldier will use his support hand to drive the barrel of the weapon up into the aim. Pay attention to what happens on the word of command, threat. Weapon manipulation is conducted in all firing positions. Soldiers should attempt to do all their drills within their workspace. Soldiers should endeavor to keep their strong hands on the pistol grip at all times when conducting any weapon drills. The index finger is off the trigger and outside the trigger guard. There may be times when the soldier will remove his strong hand from the pistol grip in order to remedy a stoppage or deal with another situation. The workspace is a term used to describe the area where a soldier will conduct the majority of his weapon manipulations. The workspace is an imaginary area centered on the soldier's chin. The workspace allows the soldier to determine, assess, and correct any malfunctions, and reload the rifle, while being able to concentrate on the threat area. Conducting weapon drills in the workspace allows the soldier to keep his eyes oriented towards a threat, or his individual sector of fire, while conducting critical weapons tasks that require hand and eye coordination. Factors to consider when conducting weapon drills within the workspace are weapon control and muzzle awareness, situational awareness, that the weapon rotates as necessary to complete required manipulations, and that the bolt check is conducted in the workspace. The drills of loading and unloading can be done while in any firing position. They are shown here in the standing position for ease of demonstration. This is done whenever loading, or on the word of command load. The soldier will start in the standard carry position. Pay attention to what happens on the word of command load. The soldier brings the rifle into his workspace, opens a magazine pouch, indexes and removes a magazine with his support hand. The soldier checks that the top rounds in the magazine are positioned correctly, taking note of which side of the magazine the top round is seated on. He inserts the magazine into the magazine housing and pushes it in firmly to ensure that it is secured. Pay attention to what happens on the word of command ready, or a range being ordered. The soldier brings his rifle into his workspace, checks that the sights are on the correct setting, grasps the cocking handle and pulls the bolt carrier group to the rear and releases it. He sets the selector lever to safe and conducts a press check. A press check is always completed after the weapon is readied to ensure that a round is chambered. The soldier then strikes the forward assist with his support hand, closes the ejection port cover with his support hand, returns his support hand to the handguard, and adopts the standard carry position. Pay attention to what happens on the word of command unload, or any time you are unloading a weapon. If firing, the soldier stops firing. He attempts to place the weapon on safe. The soldier then brings the rifle into his workspace. With his support hand, he removes the magazine and inserts it into a pouch. With his strong hand, the soldier pulls the cocking handle fully to the rear and engages the bolt catch with his support hand. A round may be ejected. He ensures that the cocking handle is pushed forward back into the upper receiver. The soldier may rotate the rifle so he can physically and visually inspect the receiver, chamber, and magazine housing with a finger to confirm that it is cleared. The soldier will then pull the cocking handle fully to the rear and release it, aim and fire, and close the ejection port cover. The soldier will then recover the ejected round, inspect it, clean it if required, and place it back into a magazine from his tack vest, and do up the pouch. A tactical reload is normally conducted after there's been an engagement and you are required to reload your weapon with a magazine that has more ammunition in order to be better prepared for the next engagement. This is done when the soldier has the time and the opportunity to do so. In order to complete a tactical reload, the soldier is required to do a check drill. Pay attention to what happens when a soldier is required to conduct a tactical reload or a check. The soldier required to conduct a tactical reload will say, "Check." Check. This informs the other members of his team that he requires someone to cover his arcs while he conducts a magazine change. The soldier that will cover his arcs will say, "Covering." Covering. This is the cue for the soldier to conduct his tactical reload. With his support hand, he indexes and removes a fresh magazine from a pouch. While holding the new magazine close to the rifle, he removes the partial magazine. The soldier loads the new magazine into the rifle and stows the partial magazine into a magazine pouch or dump pouch, doing it up if necessary. The soldier conducts a press check, returns his support hand to the handguard, and says "ready" to indicate that the tactical reload drill has been completed.
Ready.
The covering soldier says "okay."
Okay.
The principles of marksmanship are the basis upon which subsequent marksmanship training is built. Correct application of these principles results in a soldier successfully completing all the stages of becoming a battle shot by passing his mandated levels of PWT. The marksmanship principles are further broken down into the fundamentals of shooting. The application of the fundamentals will further enhance the soldier's shooting skills. A correct follow-through enables the soldier to take another shot right away if needed, after the trigger is pulled, and as the soldier feels the recoil he needs to bring the sights back on target. It is important to remember that when conducting this drill, the threat may have fallen to the ground. Therefore, the sights must follow the threat. Pay attention to what happens during the follow-through when a soldier fires at a threat. The soldier presents the weapon to the threat and engages. After firing the shot, he confirms that the target is no longer a threat by maintaining trigger control and following the target to the ground. If the threat is no longer deemed a threat, then his index finger comes off the trigger, stays outside the trigger guard, and the soldier comes back up into the threat-ready position. The scan and breathe is done to maintain situational awareness of the soldier's arcs of responsibility and his surroundings. The soldier is looking for other possible threats, areas that must be covered by fire, and visually confirming that his fire team partner is good to go. This also allows the soldier the time to refocus and calm down. Pay attention to what happens during the scan and breathe. The head and eyes will conduct a slow primary scan, left and right, to allow time to react on the hierarchy of threat. The rifle stays pointed in the soldier's 12 o'clock direction during the primary scan. A shoulder check is then conducted, similar to the primary scan, left and right, to ensure the soldier's 6 o'clock is covered and there are no secondary threats. Once the shoulder check has been conducted and there is no threat, the safety catch is applied with his support hand. Immediately after applying the safety catch, the soldier conducts a bolt check. Once the bolt check has been completed, the soldier may return to the low ready or the standard carry, depending upon the tactical situation. It is important when firing rapidly that it is done in rhythm. The distance to the target will dictate how fast the soldier engages the target. At a very close range, soldiers can use a 1/4 second rhythm. This means the soldier will fire a round every 1/4 of a second. When further away from the target, he will either use a half-second or full-second rhythm drill. A method of practicing the rhythm drill is to count and fire on the numbers. After the soldier has fired the complete sequence for each particular rhythm drill, he will return to the low ready or standard carry position. Pay attention to what happens during the 1-second rhythm drill. The soldier will be given the word of command, the 1-second rhythm drill, stand by. The soldier presents the rifle, acquires a sight picture, and takes the safety off. The soldier will now fire a shot on each consecutive single number. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Relax. The same process is now carried out for the half-second rhythm drill. Pay attention to what happens during the half-second rhythm drill. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Relax. The same process is now carried out for the quarter-second rhythm drill. Pay attention to what happens during the quarter-second rhythm drill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. Stoppage drills are the actions taken by the soldier to bring the weapon back into operation after the weapon has failed to fire. To aid the soldier in determining the stoppage, the ability to distinguish between a live trigger or a dead trigger is important. When the rifle fails to fire or stops firing, the stoppage drill becomes a conditioned response, depending upon the soldier's ability to feel or hear the action of the trigger. When conducting any stoppage drill, a bolt check will be done. A bolt check is done by canting the weapon slightly to the left so the position of the bolt can be observed by the soldier. It is important when conducting the bolt check that the soldier removes his index finger from the trigger and places it outside the trigger guard. Pay attention to the demonstration of the immediate action when a soldier has a stoppage while engaging a threat. As soon as a soldier has decided to fire a round and the weapon does not fire, he will conduct the immediate action. The soldier cants the weapon slightly to the left and conducts a bolt check. Pay attention to the demonstration of the stoppage drill that deals with a live trigger with a bolt fully forward stoppage. Upon feeling or recognizing the weapon did not fire, the soldier conducts a bolt check. The soldier sees that the bolt is fully forward. He rotates the rifle back to an upright position. With his support hand, he taps firmly on the base of the magazine to ensure it is fully seated. With his support hand, he pulls the cocking handle fully to the rear and releases it. He returns his support hand to the handguard, aims, and fires. This stoppage normally occurs during an engagement when rounds have been firing at a high rate of fire and the gun runs dry. Pay attention to the demonstration of the stoppage drill that deals with a dead trigger, bolt fully to the rear stoppage. Upon feeling or recognizing that the weapon did not fire, the soldier conducts a bolt check. The soldier sees that the bolt is fully to the rear. He brings the rifle into his workspace, pushes in on the magazine catch with the index finger of his strong hand, dropping the magazine, and at the same time with his support hand, retrieves a new magazine. He loads, pulls the cocking handle to the rear and releases it, aims, and fires. The bolt partially forward stoppage means there is a possible obstruction in the chamber. The drill that is done is commonly known as the cock, lock, and drop. Pay attention to the demonstration of the stoppage drill that deals with a dead trigger, bolt partially forward stoppage. Upon feeling or recognizing that the weapon did not fire, the soldier conducts a bolt check. He sees that the bolt is partially forward, possibly a double feed. The soldier will cock the weapon with his strong hand and engage the bolt catch, lock, with his support hand, ensuring that the carrying handle is pushed forward during this sequence. The magazine catch is pushed in to remove or drop the magazine, thus drop. The rounds that were creating the double feed should disengage and drop to the ground. The soldier will then confirm that the chamber is clear by looking into it. He loads a new magazine, pulls the cocking handle to the rear and releases it, aims, and fires.
As I said in the introduction, the purpose of this has been to inform you that the C7 and C8 PAM drills have changed, and to assist you with learning these new drills so you can pass them on to our soldiers. As a review, we have covered weapon carriage, positions, drills, stoppages, and marksmanship principles. This was meant to be a supplemental learning tool, and we will be making further videos in the future that will assist you with developing lesson plans and methods of instruction. If you have any questions about these new drills, please pass them up your chain of command to my email address. Your feedback matters to us, and we will use it to improve this video with future edits. Deucemus.